Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So I want to do a reading for air signs and definitely for 2021. I'm sorry guys, for not like delivering any time before that. I'm exhausted or I can say, because I had some rest, and sometimes you just pulled like in every direction and you just have to like regroup a little bit. That's exactly what's been going on, but I'm here. The moon card, like your feelings, and believe me, that darker side air sign is going to surface or resurface in 2021, but we'll dive in the energies. And it's funny that I picked up this deck, because it's not quite time for it yet. So welcome air signs is for the masculine, the feminine energy, and anybody who's an air sign, your commitment is being tested. First card. So air signs for 2021. You and your loved ones are safe. So that's the message for you. I don't feel like I have to go through that, so let me pick like 18 cards, and your cards are jumping, people. So I will check like messages out first for the year. And with this deck here, actually, I'm going to do like, for cross watchers, or like tell you according to different elements, that resonate with air signs. We'll come to that part soon. It's funny, I can feel like the energies of many things from the past, like it finding somewhat of a resolution or like solution this year. This year is exactly what it sends me to, like a lot of things or energies, or it's different than load, people. And you would understand it's not the 10 of Wands, it's a little bit different. I see here, I cannot clarify that card, so I have to channel it. I see here like the resolutions of conflicts and issues, and somewhat, it's like it's part of life. This here is just life. You will see like situations that involve many people or many things from the past coming to a resolution or to some kind of like conclusion or agreement in 2021, air signs. Let me go on. This here is so clear, it's like all of you listening to me, you will see your life change in 2021. There will be somewhat of like a rupture, a separation, a fracture, something of importance in your life, like you moving out, you quitting, a birth. But I can see it here. Anybody that's listening to me, air signs, you will see that 2021 is going to offer you something that will definitely change your life. Something of importance, the definite end of something to start something new. But 2021 is going to change you, air signs, is what I can see here. This here to me is, for the moment, is like all of you listening to me. Because, I refuse to send out the message that like your blessings or whatsoever are done, or, And this here is like many people. I can tell you this is like everybody involved. You will see that 2021 is going to bring forth something that's going to be different. And trust your girl about that. Let me go on. Some of you, I'm sorry that I have to say this, you will see that this year will be a little bit like with that flavor, a little bit of being heartbroken, you know. And it's funny because there's something else that I'm channeling. Believe me, people, for most of you, try to fight that energy in 2021, because for most of you, the offer that you're waiting for is going to take a little bit longer than this year here. But just remember, as that happens, and I can see it to this Six of Cups here, not necessarily this, but your commitment is being tested, and above all, you and your loved ones are safe, you know. Just remember that along the way, because some of you need to hear that, and it's not some of you, it's actually the majority of you listening to me. And I can feel it. It's a very small a minority, or maybe one person or two. Is very small, people. I can tell you, for you, these cards, they are in reverse, like, you know, the end of the heartbreak to that Ten of Swords, because the offer that you've awaited so long is finally coming. And that they're the ones that I'm speaking to with more like a positive outcome to a long wait. The wait is real, people, to that Six of Cups. Is either you got like clear-cut history with your person, have been married before, or you've had your chance, you know, to experience your person. Is either you share a past together, or you've been waiting for this thing a long time, you've known each other a long time. The end of heartbreak, you know, in 2021. But if this situation is somewhat recent, or like, you know, unsure, it will take some more time, and I hope that you caught the message. I'm liking this, you know. It may be the energy that it is. This is going to be more about the emotional field. But if you know how to grab this here, I can tell you that very quickly, actually, sometime really soon, you'll find to these type of energies here. Of either like starting something for yourself, you know, moving out to a brand new house, that idea of like independence financially and, you know, like physically, and definitely a sense to victory, you know, attached to that. I can see that happening very soon. And that there also is for most of you. Is like, I can tell you, air signs, you're going to have a dilemma with what's happening in your love life and everything else you can receive. Well, don't reject the blessings, literally, because I can see them here and they're coming your way like really quickly. Opportunities, and these opportunities lead to something positive, you know. So grab them, seize them. And I even know it to that Sun card here, you know. Believe it, it's real. Don't worry about the heartbreak, worry about yourself. But the pain is real. There are a couple of things that I'm channeling here. You're going to see a little bit like this here. Either superficial, artificial. It can be fun. It can be like something sensual. I can feel it here, you know. For some of you, it's a little bit like pain. Literally coming from this very particular part of life is coming your way. So deal with that, you know. This here may have to do with your self-confidence, the way you see yourself, the way you envision your beauty, all these type of things here. There's like a little bit of either triggers around that, pain around that. It's coming, is what the cards are telling me. But if the message is such, you know, it's never that spirit would give you a bad message. This here is actually a message. It's like, you know, this is what's going to happen, so you got a chance to work on that. It's going to happen because you got to work on that. And if you catch this message here, you're just going to be on your way a little bit quicker, you know. Your confidence, your self-esteem, all of these things, I can see it here. Like pain attached to that coming, you know, obviously to heal you, to make you love yourself, you know, if nothing else. That sense of victory too, that sense of independence too, you know. Others I can see definitely like a new type of love, or somebody you would meet this year. And for some of you, it's going to happen fast, you know. I don't know, I'm not feeling the guy, is what I have to tell you here. Something about him is just like, you would know if that's your situation. And I would never usually do that, but these cards here, there's still like a message in them, you know. It's funny. I can feel one of your DMs, you know, definitely meeting somebody new. And that there can be happening very soon for some of you, and it may have actually already happened for some of you because of the placements of the cards. You know, it's either it has already happened, will be happening very soon. Some of you will find yourselves too in like the situation, and it's going to happen, people, believe me. Either one of the stuff that I'm trying to tell you, and you will see that you know, like the karmic, or like a new karmic, or your DM would have found like a new karmic. I can foresee that for some of you too. It's going to make you mad, you know. For some of you, just hang in there. Those things here, they're geared towards like, you know, like a new sense of love, you know, towards yourself, especially about the way that you see yourself and how others see you. That's why this situation here would happen. And let me go on. Some of you don't believe in this idea either of having children or like having a family, you know, is what I'm here to say. Well, you know, you just like chill, or like, don't worry, is what this hangman is saying to me here, especially to that 3 of Wands and the 7 of, the Chariot card. Believe me, people, for some of you, it's definitely coming, either like going back to your family, starting this family, maybe having kids, you know. For some of you, I know it to this card here too, like plans of importance, you know. Do not be discouraged. Hang in there. If you find it in you, contemplate the situation some more, because I can tell you a change is going to come, people. And the pain that you have experienced is being acknowledged here. Yeah, for air signs. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am so sorry I forgot to send out some more messages for air signs in 2021, so this is going to be a little extra. I knew that some cards were missing, you know, for you. What I'm feeling here is like, you know, try to free yourself from this burden that you're feeling, you know, air signs, in 2021, because I'm telling you, people are ready to give something to you, or to be generous to you, or to share with you, but you just have to let it happen. Believe me too, this 10 of Wands here is like, you know, your past, the sum of the things that has happened in the past is a load that you're carrying, that you gotta free yourself from. And I will tell you why. It's just to be able to receive. For some of you, I can see that in 2021. Let me go on. The couple of things I'm feeling here, if you are actually a masculine air sign listening to me, I can literally feel it here. Like some of you have like, you can do the stuff that I do, either healing powers or something like that. Believe me, this year here, when I say it's going to be the year of the lover, for you divine masculines of air signs that are listening to me, or tapping into your energy, or you got powers for real. I can see it here, you know, and I can feel it actually, at least in one person that's listening to me. This year here is going to be enjoyable and pleasurable to you if you allow it. And I can even see it here, like, you know what, you may meet somebody that's just going to like give you, and I can see it here doing just that, you know, give you the type of things that you've always wanted, you know, like a giver is what's coming your way. I can see a change in situation, and I've seen that earlier too in the other cards, definitely. And I can even see if you are feminine or like a woman, definitely listening to me. I can see your guy putting an end to his love affair with somebody here. Yeah, in the Hermit as well, like disconnecting from this like love affair or love situations that they have. I can see that too. A man. And I wouldn't be surprised if the man is married, you know, that King of Pentacles, he gives me that sometime. Definitely putting an end to things. And like disconnecting from a certain situation that involves love and intimacy with somebody else. Believe me, people, even more so if you're a cross watcher. And this guy is a king of air. Or definitely something like that happening for a king of air, because the way you surround it here, he's involved too. And I can tell you, it may be even a king of air listening to me, and you'll see that this here may be somebody you felt threatened by, or maybe some of you can be actually like in a homosexual type of relationship. You will see the change happening. Your competition is not there anymore. I can see it. And your match, if you are in like a same-sex relationship, is also going to make room for you. And if you're here listening to me, you resonate with this, this message is 100% for you. This year I want to see it, because you know, stand your ground to this energy is not what it is. It says to me, believe in your dreams. This union's possible, this justice is going to happen. Like, you know, anything can change. You just have to keep believing in your dreams is what I'm seeing here. You deserve love. You are lovable, you know, listening to me, and your day shall come with like anybody too. That's exactly what I'm seeing. You've been in the Hermit energy. You've been denied this love too. You are a generous person. You're listening to me. Believe in your dreams, you know, because at the end of the day, your day is going to come as well. Yeah, I can see it here for some of you. Definitely some. This here is like that, like, I gotta let you see the end of the reading, but I'll tell you it's about tower moments, you know. Well, I can see it here, people. Obstacles that are completely mind-blowing. They're there either, whether it has to do with you, feminine energy, or like another woman, and it may very well be the other woman. They're geared like towards one thing, is to let you know who you are, and actually never doubt that again. Boss up on these people, like, you know what, you're not going to step all over me. A whole, like, really, I can feel them coming. A whole bunch of situations like this that are just going to bring you closer to your true self. And definitely demanding respect from people that way, you know. Because if like air energy is trying to be in the King of Pentacles energy now, the type of person you cannot cross, you know, because they got stuff to back it up, you know. I can see it here. Obstacles. Mad. Just for you to, like, you know, what you call it, but like hit the table with your fist and say, you know, enough of all these things. Competition or not. Whatever it is, I am worthy, and if you don't pay attention, you know I'm on top of all this thing here, so leave me alone. That's how you're going to think of yourself, you know. This is crazy, but I can feel like a message, and this here is funny because her beside, let me just check something, you know. Because me, I really read my cards. I'm trying to say by this, I'm sorry I'm going too fast. The Queen of Cups is already here. This here is saying to me, it's not a king, it's a queen that I'm talking about, and she's listening to me. Of Cups or something, you know, you gotta see the lies this year. You have to see the lies this year. And the only thing that could be different if you're not a Queen of Cups listening to me about some man air sign it would be that, you know, the woman that's listening to me is an air sign and she's dealing with the King of Cups. And I hope that you're following. This person's lying to you, people. Yeah. If you're dealing with the King of Cups and you are an air sign and you're listening to me, a woman, this person has the tendency to lie or will be lying to you in 2021. Believe me, to these cards here, you gotta know that, you gotta know your worth. And if that's not the case, you may very well be a Queen of Cups listening to me, dealing with the King of Air. And for some of you, the guy is even younger than you. He's a liar. And I hope that you caught that, because you're gonna have to be careful of his lies and stand your ground, boss up on him, because they're going to cause like madness in your life, you know. And I hope that you caught the message. Last but not least, if you do the right thing, this union is for you. All you have to do is to change. All you have to do is to change. And it's funny, you may not be able to hear that, but I can hear my mother in the background, you know, that feminine energy. Believe me, people, you make the right choices, you do the right thing, you know, you check yourself, you stay motivated always. And the reason why I'm talking like that is because she's actually like a fire sign, and that's the kind of talk that she has, you know, that motivational type of talk. You do the right thing. Keep your focus, you know, in check, like the thing that you want to achieve. Don't lose track of that. Keep pushing forward and try to be like a better human being every day. That will make you change in the making, become this woman of definite value. You remember the one that I had to acknowledge? I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit ahead of myself because of the rest of the reading, but I will show you something. Well, what I'm trying to say is that in a portion that some of you are going to see next, I had to acknowledge somewhat of a karmic for some kind of like worthy type of woman. The energy is on to you too. So, you know, you will see, it will link up, you know, to this video here. You will see what I'm trying to tell you. If some of you are dealing with the karmic of quality, what you got to know in 2021 is that you're a woman of value too. And if you stick to that, this union is for you. And believe me, the result of this journey is going to be absolutely beautiful, air signs. And I hope you caught that. I'm going to link this to the rest of the video. I feel like giving you more messages, but I gotta take this for what it is. Let's go on. So from now, I'm going to, let's do air and water. I want to do it with different elements. Some of you will have to just find yourself, you know, like, you know, simmer down a little bit. I can see it to the Temperance card. It's a little bit like, you know, look inside or whatsoever, you know, because at the end of the day, you are literally like traveling without moving, working without it like having an out to it, if you know what I mean. You're just like going, you're not even moving at this point here. This here is even different than somebody who refuses to grow, you know. It's different. It's like they're not working on themselves, they're not moving forward, you know, your person. Well, whether you or your person will have to just like look inside, you know, for clues. I can see it here to the Temperance card. A little bit, I can see it here for the first time, literally. It's like these two cups here that you would normally juggle with somebody else. I can see that it would be time to do that with yourself, you know. Otherwise, you will see that there will be like no advancement, literally, for you. Believe me, because some of you refuse to work on themselves. Let me go on. This is a weird message. But air and water. This is crazy, you know. I don't really like that energy. but I have to share it, you know. Like I can definitely see a period of stress, and if not just that, you know, just like being totally messed up, you know. And if you do so, it's normal. It's because at this point, or at some point, you will literally feel like everybody is against you. Nobody loves you. It's not that everybody is against you. Believe me, people, to that Eight of Pentacles in reversed is like, you know what, you will be or are because of yourself, really. And I hope that you caught that, you know. It's not that people hate you. It's not that they don't love you. Believe me, it's your mind playing tricks on you. And I know it especially to this card here, because somebody can actually not move forward, you know, for whatsoever reason, be stagnant. But this here, to me, it gives me a sense of responsibility. And I hope you're following what I'm trying to tell you. It's not that people hate you or that they don't love you. It has a lot to do with yourself, you know, which is why you will be stressing for some of you this year. It's a funny message. So, but for divine lovers, air and water. You see, this is not bad at all. You'll be tested, literally. Now I see what it is trying to tell me here. You'd be tested this year, but if you pull through, if you work on yourself instead of like being at the same spot or whatsoever, if you stop like feeling like the whole world is against you, that you know you're not worthy of love, that's the real thought, but you would feel like people don't love you, it has to do with yourself, you know. And I can tell you something, for some of you, that's literally like the last step, you know, literally before this thing here comes to an end, is for you to just see this type of truth here. And then I can tell you, I can see it here, literally like this thing here, somewhat of a blessing, you know, that you would have deserved in this form here. It can be union with your person, or it can be union with yourself, people. Because this here, it has a lot to do with yourself. I don't feel any other energies, but soon you can be in union with yourself, you know, because you would have earned it. But as to right now, I can feel like stagnations and things like that, you know. Yeah. And definitely like a tendency to see that people don't care for you or like hate you or something like that. You're just like driving yourself mad over this thing here. It is not the reality. The reality is that you got to look into yourself, you know. And as to divine lovers, believe me, you know, the message is for lovers anyways, but your commitment is being tested mostly, to yourself. And you and your loved ones are safe once you resolve this conflict with yourself, literally. Turn that devil, you know, well, maybe not him, but maybe just keep him like that. I'm so sorry, but turn that ace, you know, upside down. Turn like this like idea of not working on yourself upside down. Turn the idea that you would be stuck, like, you know, upside down. If you do all these things, you will receive a blessing from that in the form of a union, and I hope that you heard me. Keep working on yourself, loving yourself, and moving forward. Don't stay stuck, because your mind, literally, air sign, is getting the best of you. I need one last card here. You refuse to invest in this thing here, people, no matter what it is. It's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I take like the best or whatsoever, and I leave the rest out of this twin flame journey or whatsoever journey. That's exactly what I'm feeling here to the other cards that I told you, and especially to this one here in reversed, you know. It's too much. This is worse than self-sabotage, people. It's like, I don't have to do anything. Well, yes, you do. And I hope that you caught the message. Let me go on. So let's do air and fire. I can see it here, air and fire for divine lovers, masculine or the feminine energy. Somebody definitely like putting their foot down, but the right way. It's like, I'm not going to spend time by myself anymore. I'm not, excuse me, I'm not new to this twin flame thing anymore. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let it go. This here is the best way to be. You're learning from the experience, you know, you're learning from the journey. You refuse the isolation, and you refuse the obsession and the obsessive thoughts, you know, which is exactly the reason why you should have this union too. And I hope that you heard me. You will. Do you see that? You will, because you, yeah, I wanted to say it, people, because your mind is right. This is crazy. So, you know, air and fire, believe me, you got it, you know. You got it. You got it. The way she came through, and I wanted to say it's because your mind is right. Yeah, you better believe it, you know. You got it, and you should have it. And if you're not there yet, believe me, refuse the isolation. Go out, go to the world, live your life. Figure out, you know, that on this journey you got a chance to change at any level, especially if you know you're new to this. Then you wouldn't be wasting no time like some of us, you know. And definitely let go of the obsessive thoughts and whatsoever, and some of you have already. You do that, this whole thing here is yours. That's that. And if an Ace of Pentacles shows up, you would know. An Ace of Wands is coming, people. It's the next best thing to it, you know. If you do that, if you manage to keep this type of energies here, this whole thing is yours, you know, because your mind would be right. And you being an air sign is like, that's the only thing that spirit wants from you, you know, not your money. Some of you will push this game here so far as to, you know what, I've always wanted this thing here, but like this year coming, I believe me, people, this year coming, I decide for myself, you know, that man or no man, or like no companion in my life, that's all right, you know. I've made that choice. I won't let it, you know, or let this man here influence my life or my choices in any way. Is exactly what I can see here. Believe me, people, somebody definitely in the right mindset, which is why these doors here, they're going to open up for you. Because you're like, you're no longer dependent, no longer like addicted, you know, to your counterpart. I can see it here. And some of you don't even care anymore. I can see it here, whether you guys are together or not. If you feel like that, believe me, people, you've entered your energy. This thing here is yours in 2021. And one last card. Believe me, people, to the Queen of Swords out there, the ones who are into this energy, it is a perfect one to reach union. But believe me, and I know that the Temperance card is here to balance it out, you know. Just like dose it the proper way on people, otherwise you may end up like hurting somebody. Be fair. Just remember to be fair along the way, because your power, it can cause damages, you know. It's exactly what I'm seeing here. If you can balance your power and your energy, this thing here is yours. Be careful, because your sword is a little bit too sharp, you know. Pay attention to be fair, literally. I can see it here along the way. In the future, you know, be fair. Know what you say, what you speak, and what you do to people. You know, it's all right being strong, but you gotta dose that power too, is exactly what I can hear here. And I can see it here too. Be kind, no matter what happens, you know. Yeah. Yeah. So let me do air and earth. Sorry, and I should have started with air and air, but don't worry, you know, that's all right. Air and earth. I'm thinking of you, Stephanie. And I can actually see, like, yeah, definitely a Queen of Pentacles here. For some of you, air and earth people, you're going to see that this feeling here is going to be a reality. And to these two cards here, and even to the Lover underneath, I can tell you a separation from your person, you know. I don't want to say it, but I have to go for what the cards are telling me. I can see another person in your person's life, you know. So if you're a woman, I can definitely see another woman. And as I'm pulling out this guy here in reverse, to that Lovers here, and even to the Hermit in reverse, people, some of you would figure out this here that your person has somebody. And it's not just anybody to them. It's definitely somebody. Some of you will be in denial for some time. I can see it here to that Hangman in reverse. But eventually, you're going to wake up to this here. You would have no choice, you know. So I'm sorry I have to deliver the message, but that is the message. It doesn't even mean that the love is not there. Yes, this situation is going to look unfair. But at the end of it all, it doesn't change what I'm seeing. The Hermit in reverse, somebody not spending time together anymore. I can see a man that's not you, a woman that's not you, and the Lovers here in this unfair type of, you know, mix here, where there is love, but where you guys feel left out in the cold, into that dark night of the soul energy. And even if I wanted to give you out another message, I can see that earth energy here that I'm trying to connect with air. This is the truth, people. For those who doubted or who asked themselves the question or whatsoever, there is somebody else in the mix. I have to take this card back, but to me, believe me, people, it's actually in reverse, like, you know, freedom, or like seeing something that you could not see before. Well, see it, people. Let me go on. So air and earth. I got it, and I'll take it. The Sun card, the Fool in reverse. Did not, oh, people, did not tell you like you're no longer a fool, because now you know. The Sun is also a card of like truth, of reveal and stuff like that. There's definitely somebody else. And believe me, people, that person is of importance to your person. That's the type of karmic that's going to bother you for a second. And I'm sorry I have to give out this message. To me, this love here is for you. The true love is for you. And this like little bit of like way together, or time spent together, love affair together, is for somebody else for the moment. Yes, that situation is completely unfair. But just remember that you and your loved ones are safe, and that this commitment is being tested. I can see a blessing coming your way if you stay in the positive energy. I can definitely see somewhat of a reveal here, or you definitely not like being in denial or being naive about this thing anymore, and like seeing the reality of things for what they are. And for some of you, believe me, you already know of this thing, like the Hangman upright, you know. But you will see, but you don't want to see it. You'll see in the future that you will be forced to look into that, to move like forward according to that, you know. I can see it here. But this other person is very real, and they're like, I don't see the trouble coming from them in certain cards, you know. But I can see definitely you being left out in the cold, and I can see this person here that's not you definitely having something, people. It's not just anybody. You know, like I always say, I don't really like, I'm not jealous, like I'm not a jealous type of person, because I see people for like a full package, you know. This woman here is coming with that type of package. Yeah, she'll make you doubt a lot of things about you, believe me, and it doesn't have to be that way. Again, you're getting the message ahead, so you can brace yourself and prepare yourself. She's going in there blindly, you're not. And I hope you caught that, you know. Let me go on. Yeah, these lies, people. Yeah, about a third party. This here, what I'm telling you, people, is very real. Yeah, about this man here. Yeah, it's funny, people, that Emperor, I wished I could like clarify it, but believe me, to that Empress in reverse, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are even married to that person here. Some of you married to that person here. I'll tell you something that I'm feeling. That person in question is like younger than your person too, then you would know exactly, you know, that I'm speaking about you. Some of your people here, they're hiding from you the fact that they're into like a significant type of karmic situation. It can go as far as getting married to them, getting rich because of the karmic, because that's the emperor to the empress, you know, whether she's in reversed or not. So this is of significance, you know. It's just that that woman is not you, but it doesn't mean that she's not a woman of like quality, you know. Just remember that. Believe me, that's like tested to the full out extent, because we're talking about a real man, like going where he's supposed to, nearly like reaching his destination, and you see him like a little bit slipping away because of this woman of quality here. Is how I'm feeling, people. I can't say nothing wrong about the type of person that I'm feeling here. She's either a mother already to some kids or something like that, or she got something going for yourself. It's just the person is not you. It's crazy. Revelations this here, believe me. This here, nobody's going to be able to hide this thing here from you. And I remember the moon card that came out first. Believe me, you know, the cat is definitely going to be out of the bag. Whatsoever it is that people shall hide you, and especially a man or these men here or these authorities or men, is going to all come out this year. And that's the message that I got for you. I need one last card here. The connection between you and your person is real, whether there's the involvement of this other person or not in the future. But believe me, do not be a fool, people, to that situation and naive. This third party situation is very real. I've been saying it throughout this thing here, so I hope you caught the message. So last but not least, and I should have actually started with you, I want to do air and air mix. The end of that heartbreak energy. Yeah, because you guys are not talking together anymore. I can see the beginning of communication, or all these things like starting to kick in again. I can see that here. You see things changing. If it was if it was because of the fact that he wouldn't reach out or communicate, or there was no exchange or excitement between you guys, or some things that he said, you know, to you, definitely via communication. If that's the energy that you're feeling, you will see that things will change in 2021. Like he's either going to man up, either leave another woman, declare his love to you, set himself in motion, or whatsoever, but this guy is building something with you. And believe me, people, that connection between you guys is very real. Let me go on. Air. I'm liking this too. The smoke clearing up around your situation, and I can see it to that Three of Pentacles too. It's not going to be the way that it has been like this far, people. I can see here the sum of all your attempts, your trials, your tribulations, and all of that. Like, you know, this here is not going to be a trial literally anymore. That's it. You know, you don't have to go through the same path or road that you've been going, you know, all alone. And believe me, people, it had to do with the fact that this guy like kept rejecting your cup of love. The situation is going to change, people. It's not going to be flat between you guys anymore. And thank God it's not going to be messy either. I can see it here, people, and I can even see it here too. So I hope you caught the message. Some more air and air energy. Air and air, and I'll tell you why you should know that, especially when this blessing that I can see of some form is coming your way. You will see that like the last parts of you that you do not want to deal with, they will be forced, you know, onto the surface. And if you know how to, you're a Queen of Swords, you know, control your mind, or a King of Swords, but that sword energy, if you know how to control your mind, you're already coming out of this like victorious, you know, or like you're already ready for this. It's like you already have the download, everything you need, you know, for this. All you have to do is to dig a little bit deeper. And according to your mental, that's actually going to be the test. You will see that this thing here, you know, you shall pass it with no problem. But you'll be forced to heal like the depth of who you are. And believe me, that person that has broke your heart, he's coming to help you heal those last parts. You just healed the heartbreak that that person has inflicted you. And I hope that the message is clear, people. You're good. I can see it here too. Let go of things of the past between you and your person. That darker side of you or whatsoever of the experience between you and your person. Yeah. And like surrender to the divine. And I'll tell you why I know that this is the past and the lies and things like that is because that card's already out here. But it speaks to me like the same thing, you know, it's part of your history with that person. I can see it here to the Seven of Wands in reversed and even to the Hierophant. Like, don't, yes, it was unfair, you know, but the connection is real. Be in that energy of like cooling down, of being tempered, you know. Try to forget the past. Try to heal that last portion. Let go of like the deceit and the darkness. Know that the wheel is going to turn in your favor. Surrender to the divine. Don't resist the process, you know. Don't resist the whole, don't reject the whole experience. Pass this test and show the wisdom that you already have inside of you. It's just a little bit left for you. And air. One last card and that'll be it. Yeah, that High Priestess energy. I'm not surprised, people. I can see it here. And these two energies, they're hell of an energy, people. A wise woman. Or a wise man. Older. Or maybe not, but if they're not older, they're so wise, they know of the facts of the universe, of life. This here is like somebody who can teach you life. You don't teach them anything. You meet them and they influence you. They will change your lives. That's exactly the type of person that I'm seeing here. And I'll tell you why. It's because that type of individual does not resist the process and has surrendered totally to the divine. And they know that that energy is real. They can teach you about it if you wanted to. That's the type of person you gotta become, you know, healed completely, so much so that you can actually heal others, people. Is exactly what I'm seeing here. Let me go on. We'll have like just some more cards and this reading is over. Air signs is funny because your mind, though it's always going to be where you're tested, it's not going to be just that. This here is a little bit like it will start getting real for all of you. forcing you to change. You see that? Financial and material change, but it's not what it is. It's that change that I'm speaking out and that's coming, you know. Change, air signs, this year. Take the opportunity and change the old ways, you know. And one more card. And I can see this tower moments happening. I'm telling you, this year is very real, what I'm trying to say. In 2021, you will see that you will be forced to change, people, and I can see it here to these cards. It would have been like the dark night of the soul to that tower energy. But let's just see it as change is coming and situations are going to bring you there, people, whether you want to or not. And one last card here. Be careful of how you speak to people, the things that you say to people. Because, you know, Queen of Swords sometimes, or Kings of Swords can be like, you know. Let me go on. I'm just reading the messages. I can see that part of sadness, or, you know, mind you, this is the Heal Yourself Tarot. So we're not just taking the message, we're taking the energies that we have to heal. So, you know, brace yourself, or like, you know, tap into that energy of sadness and heal it. And your sense of pride as well, people. And believe me, to that accelerated motion, or like card of communication, the way you talk to people, your pride when you talk to people. And one last. And take off your mask. Like, there's two things that I'm feeling here. Let the people know what's behind your pride, and let people know what's behind your sadness in 2021. And I hope that you caught the message. Let me go on. Financial constraints. I can see both things happening in this tower moments too. And even in this card here too, some of you being on either on one side or the other, meaning you can make money this year, but some of you may actually lose some this year. Just hang in there. It's funny, I don't see no divinity card, and I'm like so connected to it, you know, for the moment, because that's like your last refuge at times. But like everything is going so funny in your life, you know, I'ma leave it to God. I'll leave it all to God. I can only do what I can and leave it to God. That's exactly the type of energy that you're going to have to be in, even when it comes to your money or your livelihood and those type of things, or your job. You know, sometimes getting fired or like, you know, laid off or something like that, it's just like literally like in this tower moment here, just an opportunity to pull you or to push you towards what's happening or what's next for you. My message is going to be the same the whole day I'm going to do these readings here. Surrender to the divine. Know that even a tower moment is an opportunity to change, or to change the direction that you're going towards. And some of you are going to have to understand that about their money, you know, this year. And one last card. It sends me back to one of these cards that I have seen here. Like, believe me, people, that Temperance card actually. And I'll explain to you why. This here, and I know it's people to that card all tied up. It's just that I'm psychic, you know, like that. Believe me, people. This here is time, you know, to look at answers, you know, within yourself, in a tempered way within yourself. Literally tie that rope around yourself this year and be like, you know what, I know that part of the problem is within myself, and I'm going to go ahead and tackle it, you know. Believe me, some of it has to do with pride, with the fact that you hide who you are from people, and that like constant sadness that's like with you. Don't, like, believe me, people, Tie that rope around yourself and force your spirit, your soul, your mind, your heart to look for the answers within you, instead of like literally going for this thing that forces you to look at it like outside of you, and you figure you never have like a solution to the problem. Is exactly what I can see here. The answer, it lies within you. Don't look outside of it, believe me. And if you don't, then at least I send out the message, and that's all I can do. That's what I got to do. Channeling what I'm telling you here. Believe it. Believe it. Visualize this thing just like I told you, like you're tying a rope around you, and no cause or consequences or reasons are coming outside of that perimeter. And I hope that you heard me. Let me go on. This is crazy. That change is going to happen one way or the other, but if you do it that way, then the change is going to be easy, and it's going to be, if you look inside of you, this thing here is going to change for you. Because you would be aligned with that swords in here too. You better believe you, girl. Align, change, and align, and look for the, literally look for it inside of you with the rope around you that you cannot escape. Because air signs, you know how your mind is. It will literally like rationalize everything. Believe me, in your favor if it needs to be, you know. Believe me, people. Tie it around you, look for it inside of you. And my last card here. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. That's not quite what it is. Believe me, people, if nothing else, this new love, it has to be for you. And that's that. Love yourself. I need to say that. And I can see it here, forgiving and learning. Air signs in 2021. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So that's, people, that's my guidance for 2021, my reading for 2021. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.